All right, guys, out here on the trap line. The other day, calling for that super bad weather. We pulled our footholds. We're not running footholds right now. We did hang some snares. Looks like picked up a double last night. I'm right up here on this snare line. Kind of show it to you, and then I'll show you one of our snare setups and how we do it. So we're just a bunch of rednecks. We keep it simple, but it works. But up here, it looks like we got. Picked one up there. Had the snare set up in here. Basically coming off of this, and it's hanging underneath this old multiple rose. Had it anchored off over there, and he's hanging up on that tree. Hope you can hear it all right. The wind is absolutely howling today.
Hope I'm not shaking too much, because it is freezing.
They're using this trail. There's a field on one side and a field on the other. They're using this trail as a cut through. So we come in here and gang set it with snares a couple days ago. There's the other one. Again, we had the snare hanging right in there, anchored off over here behind this tree. He's got tangled up in there and choked himself out. What we'll do is we'll go up here. There's nothing in this last snare. We'll walk up here, and then we'll kind of show you our setup and explain what we do. We'll catch you in just a minute. All right, guys. This is a real simple snare setup. Again, this is how we do it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying that you can't do it another way and catch. I just know it works for us. I'll show you what we do. OT bar, I basically make my own supports. You can buy supports. It's probably quicker maybe to buy them, but I basically take a T-bar. I take some 9-gauge wire, put it on there, and then wrap it with 14 gauge, and then hit it with a little bit of tape. I know it seems like a bunch, but when we're sitting around, we don't have anything to do, we'll make up snare supports. The 9-gauge wire comes off of it. I usually use about 12 to 14 inches. Comes off of it, comes over here. All I like the poly whammies. I don't like the wire whammies. But I put the whammy in the 9-gauge, run my washer, my lock all the way over to it. Some guys don't like the washers there. I like to run my washer over and support it on the whammy. I run 10-inch loop. Basically 10 inches off the ground. Some guys run 12. That works fine too. What I do is I spray painted this one brown. Some of them we do tan. Just anything to break them up. Of course, it kind of shows up today because we have this snow. But hanging in here at 10 and 10. What I like to do when we can is we put a step stick in. And what this does is when the deer come through here, more than likely they'll step over that instead of trying to go under it. It's high enough off the ground, a coyote won't jump it. He'll generally duck his head and go right underneath it. But it works for us. I've got it anchored off. I use wolf fang anchors, or sometimes if a tree's big enough, I'll anchor it off directly to the base of the tree. But again, it's a very simple setup. I like to try to hide or disguise my locks with something if I can, just to keep them from a refusal. Pinch it down to keep him, right here. His head has to go through this loop. But it's really simple. This time of the year when it's nasty out, you can hang these snares and usually pick up these animals. Another thing I reiterate before we go is be patient. I mean, sometimes it may take 2 or 3 weeks for these to hit. But if you're trapping in an area where you're already going to be there anyway, put your 12, 16, 18, 2 dozen snares out, and it'll definitely pick up fur for you. They're very simple. I actually think it's easier to pick up animals in snares than it is in footholds. They're very quick, very simple. We'll put more fur in your shed. If you have any questions, holler at us. We'd love to help you. I'll catch you somewhere else down the line.